Of you and I just like trying to figure out if it's recording or not. But it's recording. Okay. So, Karl, hi.
Yes, Talia, hi.
I'm here at the Growth Marketing Summit in Frankfurt, and I'm here with Karl.
And you had a great performance.
Thank you. That
Very
was crazy.
It was good. Yeah, it was crazy, but it was good.
It was fun.
Good content.
And we're waiting for you to go, which is going to be fun.
I hope so.
Well, at least it's going to be really funny. We know that.
The Germans
The Germans are. They laughed at
sometimes
my
it's a
joke.
difficult crowd here, but
Well, they
it'll
laughed
be
at
okay.
my joke,
That's
so I
good.
thought that was okay. So, Karl, let's start with maybe you tell us a bit about yourself, and then we'll get into the meaty stuff.
So yes, I'm Karl. No, and I'm in this business of user research because that's the core of what we do since 2001. So yes, I'm one of the old guys in the industry. So we do a lot of usability testing, and then it became conversion optimization, and then some people call it growth hacking. But for me, it's all the same. We all have the same purpose, and it's make your website as good as possible. Good as possible, I don't know. Make it as profitable as possible.
Interesting. So, you do a lot of customer surveys.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really like.
Yeah, and I get actually a lot of questions about
Yeah.
that within the masterclass, like the course that I do, and also just generally, people always ask me how to run, good customer surveys,
That's
who
it.
to send them to, how
Yeah.
to get answers. So
Yeah.
tell us.
I must admit, I was afraid of doing it too, because most people think, or if you talk about a survey, most people see what they're used to. It's like a pop-up on a website asking, "Do you want to participate in the survey?" And they're like, "No, fuck off." And then if you say, "Okay, I want to participate," then mostly the next thing is full screen with questions, and then you answer them, and then you push on the next button. It's like, "Oh, 2%." And they're like, "Oh no, this is gonna take ages." And those kind of surveys are rubbish.
Yeah.
And most of the surveys also ask for opinions, like, "How do you think the design of this website?" Whatever.
cares?
I'm not a designer, so your user doesn't know it. Or score it 1 to 10. It's like, what? You can't do anything with those answers. So one of the things I tried, and I was 12 or 13 years ago, was like a survey with only one question or two questions, and then we had response rates of 5, 10, 15%, just by a pop-up on a website. And a pop-up is, of course, a lot of people think it's a horrible experience, but if people see it's like one or just two questions, they're like, yeah, okay, I'm going to answer them. And if it's an open question, it's a simple question, and people will answer it.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I think we all get kind of involved in like writing a lot of different questions and then sending them out to everyone.
No, just... Yeah, it's not about a survey, but it's about what do you want to know, what do you want to learn now, and why do you want to learn that. So what we often do is first look at analytics or maybe another user behavior tool, screen heat map, scroll heat map, and then you see something like, maybe the conversion rate on that page is not good enough, or you see that people are not scrolling, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna ask it, we do a survey on this page, and it's like, okay, why do we want to survey? What do we want to know? And then you have one or two questions. And if you have more questions, well, first do that first survey with one or two questions, and then 1 month later, when you have enough responses, do the second survey. It will deliver more insights and better results. A survey should be, especially on a website, should be very targeted. It should be on the right page, maybe even for the right visitor.
So what do you think about like sending surveys out to people via email? So someone just purchased and then...
Can be a good idea. Yeah, when somebody purchased, yes, you can do it. What we sometimes do is even on a website, when they clicked on the button, I want to buy this, and then just before they get the confirmation page, then we show a pop-up with 2 or 3 questions. And what we see is that because it's on screen and they're still in the process of buying it, the answer rate will probably be a bit higher than you do it by email. But doing it immediately after purchase is a very, very good idea. And then I would do a second one 3 or 4 or 5 months after they purchase something.
I love to do surveys on thank you pages. So because people usually just disregard them and they have like maybe a pop-up saying like, thank you. But I like to like have a question there and then it doesn't even have to be a survey. It might even just be I want to know more about my customers. So then I'll just ask them additional questions and they're more prone to answer them because
that's true. Because they're still in the process and they just became a client. So they trust you.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to ask more questions. You can do it for more research, or you can ask them something about the purchase they just made. Why did they buy it?
Cool.
Why did they buy it from you and not from a competitor? Did they consider other competitors? And who were they? And why didn't they buy from them? And that gives you really good insights in. And it's still, those are rational questions, so the answers will be rational, but it gives you some good insights. And then maybe some of the answers you will get will surprise you. But yeah, you've been talking about this today too. But a lot of companies, their product pages are about the product and the features and the specs. And what we see is, if we ask people, why did you buy this product, or what problem did you try to solve, then almost nobody is talking about the specifications. So their responses are more, yeah, you call it emotional.
Yeah.
So they're more like, because I wanted to solve this problem.
Yeah, they have a pain.
Yeah, they have a pain. It's a very, I think it's a stupid example. No, it's not stupid. It's a very good example. It was not immediately after the purchase. It was something we asked 3 months after people bought something.
Okay.
And it was a CARPORT, which is kind of very boring product.
About cars, really?
Yeah, CARPORT. So to park your car. Ooh. And on the website of the client, it was like kind of technical stuff. There was things like 10-year rust-free guaranteed, and our glass is treated with a special blah blah blah, and it can hold hail balls the size of a tennis ball. And we were like, well, really? Is that why people want to buy a CARPORT? And one of the questions we asked, and you can't do it with all products, but it was a question that I think most marketers don't dare to ask. We really sent out an email, and the question was, imagine that we would come to your house tomorrow and break down your CARPORT. What would you miss the most?
What?
Yes, and the funny thing is, because it's a question like, what? And most people...
Like, should I lock my doors now? That's a thing.
But the response rate was amazing, because nobody
anticipated
expected a question like that. And then the answers were very interesting, because people answered what I call ordinary things, very logical things. It's like, what would you miss the most? Well, the fact that I don't have to scrape the ice from my windscreen in winter, and the fact that now I don't have to go into a bloody hot car when it's hot outside, and I don't have to unload my groceries in the rain. And nobody talked about the fact, like, I would miss the fact that I was still entitled for 9 years and 9 months of rust-free guarantee. I will miss that. And nobody said, that special treatment of the epoxy glass. No, they were just very logical answers that had nothing to do with the product specifications, but had to do with, why am I buying a CARPORT? What problem do I want to solve?
Right, because that's what they do all the time, right? I mean, that's why people buy products. They're trying to solve a certain
And that's what
pain.
most people, I think real salesmen understand it, but when it goes to also sales brochures or websites, people have owners of those websites have a very rational view, and it's like, the products, yes. No. Do I want to buy it? And one of the beautiful things you can do with that, if you use those things, like in this case, we, as a response to that, or as a result of that survey, we started the page not with specifications, but really, are you tired of scraping the ice from your windshield? Are you tired of getting in a bloody hot car? And the result of that is that if people arrive on your page, they're like, I'm tired of it. And just by the fact that they're nodding, like, they recognize the situation, you bring them in a positive mood, because they're like, yes, this website understands
this gets me.
Yeah. And then we talk a little bit about solutions and the possibilities, but it's a different mindset, and that's what you have to look for with questions. And what do you feel about our page, and do you like the design?
I showed in my presentation, I showed a question: who's your role model?
Yeah.
And I did this for an e-commerce site a couple of years ago, and the 95% of people said that their role model was someone in their family, a father, a mother, and it helps you understand like what people care about, because those values you can actually portray them in the homepage or on a product page or whatever. So that's fantastic. Do you have like any like big mistake or something that you think that people should fear or not do when it comes to customer surveys, or stay away from?
Yeah, the general answer would be asking those stupid questions about what do you think and what do you
think
like,
about our product?
And the 1 to 10 scale questions and stuff like that, they don't help you. So it's an open question. It should ask for a real reason or an emotion. And yes, it's more work to process those answers because you have to read them. But hey, it is the language of your customer, so you will see lines, you will learn their words, their terminology. That's also very important. What we often see is also a difference between the language that the company uses and the language that people are using. And the service is like, yeah, if we process service for clients and the client doesn't ask for the raw results, I'm always like, he's not really interested in it. Because I think everybody working at those companies, in this case it's clients, they should read the answers. And we love
it's copy waiting to be used, right? Because like, people are answering.
It's almost cut and paste sometimes. It's like, okay,
I've done that before. Like I've done customer service and this needs to go on your head, like on a headline. This needs to be a testimonial.
So, and the other tip would be keep it short and to the point and ask the right questions on the right page. On a shopping cart, just one question. What is holding you back to complete your purchase today? Bam. Good question, and you will get so beautiful insights.
Okay. Well, Karl, thank you very much for...
It was my pleasure.
Yeah. Telling us a bit more about customer surveys. Where can we find you?
My website, agconsult.com.
Okay.
We have to work on the English version. It's rather outdated. Twitter, @agconsult. And if you live in Europe, maybe a conference... near you.
Good. coming to your house.
Opening soon.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.